Hi, Titan from Titanic Toys. Today I'm just going to do a quick demonstration on how to assemble my upgraded 1/3 scale. It has a little bit of a change to it, just in the design wise. Look is exactly the same as my previous ones. It's just a little bit easier to ship and a little bit easier to put together, and if you wanted to customize it yourself, it's a little bit easier to gain access into the chest area and stuff like that. This one does have some electronics in it, so it's a good opportunity to show everybody how to plug it in and the button locations and stuff like that. So we'll just jump straight into it and start putting it together. So when you open up the package, you're going to get your track systems. These are the newer track systems with the resin tracks. All of the pivot, all the pop rivets are painted. The laser, the actual main body, and this will come in one piece. I'll try and ship this in one piece depending on the country I'm sending it to. Sometimes it may come in two pieces, which means 1, 2, and they're just held together with a big nut and bolt just at that hip area there, so he can pivot. I will actually do a separate video on that if I do send one off like that, but most of the time it's going to be in one piece. The caddy itself, which will be like one piece. This is the only piece that really moves on it and is still fixed to it. The caddy rod, your tool arm, your chest pieces. So that's the front piece, that is the back piece. They now clip on with magnets, nice and easy, and that will just clip onto the front. Here is your head. The eyebrows will be shipped separately. They are just on magnets at the moment. You can see the wire coming out, so this one actually does have a red laser and red eyes. So very easy to plug in. The buttons are actually incorporated into the head plate. So these two buttons, these two little nannies here, the buttons. So I can turn on the laser and turn on the red lights separately or together, which is really cool. So just having the buttons nice and hidden away there is really nice. Here are the arms. So this is the left arm. This is the only arm you're going to need a screwdriver. So supplies you'll need is just a screwdriver and possibly just a little pair of pliers. You can do it with your hands. It's just to really tighten it up if you really want it tight. So we'll have the articulation here. We have articulation here. The wrists will be separate as well. They are all magnetized. So there is one part to the hand, one part to the wrist, and then one part to the arm. So they just will clip on and give you that nice articulation, and that's a nice safety precaution so you don't break anything when you accidentally bump stuff and like that. So that is the left arm. This is the right arm, which actually has a little bit more articulation than the left arm. It will pivot at the shoulder up and down. It pivots here, so you can turn the arm there. It also pivots here at the elbow, and again at the wrists, which you can just take off and rotate wherever you'd like. I think I've covered all the pieces, so let's just quickly put this together. So I'll move all of this aside. We want to start with the track system and the caddy body and the caddy rod. So we'll just move this all aside. So what I would like to do is start with the caddy like that. Now basically what you want to do, and I haven't painted this yet just for demonstration purposes, so you can see inside this grey bit here, there's a little hole there. That's where this actuator rod slots into. So basically what you want to do is, how I do it, is I just line the holes up for the caddy rod there, and you want to insert the actuator in, and then we're just going to take our caddy rod, slide that in, and a little tricky on the angle that I'm on. So we just want to slide that in, lift this up, and that's it. So once that's in, it basically locks all of this together. So you can pretty much pick it up how you want. So the next step we're going to do is take out our track systems. So we're just going to pick him up and clip him on. So they'll just clip straight on. And we'll just put this one on. Hang on a minute. I think this one has pushed this one out a little bit further than it should have. Yes, it did. So this one just wants to line up there. We just want to get that lined up right there, and lined up right there. Okay, so that is our bottom part of Johnny 5 all together. At this stage we can go ahead and we will attach the arms. So we want to take off this nut and bolt. This is the only one you really need a screwdriver for. The screwdriver is mostly intended, there is a couple of screws on the shoulders and on the elbows. So if you really want to fix Johnny 5 in place, you can just tighten those screws up and he won't move. I like to keep them a little loose just so I can articulate him. So basically we're just going to slot this arm into there. We're going to thread that bolt straight down. We're going to get our little nut and just put that underneath and screw up that nut and bolt. And this is where you might need a pair of pliers, you might not. There is an articulation point here that moves the arm. If this gets loose, just take this arm off and there's a screw right there that you can tighten up just to pull that in a bit tighter, and that'll give you a nicer grip. But that feels really nice at the moment, and I can actually extend that arm nice out and it won't fall down or anything like that. So just move him back down. I will tighten up this elbow just a little bit, just a fraction. Then we'll grab our right arm. This arm is on a magnet. It's a very powerful magnet. Just brace yourself, grip it, and just slide it on easily. Once that's on, you have articulation there, and you have articulation there. At this point, we can go ahead and attach our laser. So our laser is going to be on a magnet. So a magnet here and a magnet here. We're just going to clip him on there. Once he's on there, we can adjust that wherever we want. So I'll just keep that up at the moment, and we will bring him up to the head. So we'll just pop the head on. Again, head is on a magnet, so we're just going to clip him on, and that's it. So he can rotate the head. We will go ahead and clip on the front chest, so he just clips on straight like that. So that is on. Next will be the eyebrows. Again, they just clip straight on with magnets, so we can just pop those straight on, just like this one is. Trying to do it backwards here, so that one is that one there, and that one. Let's just turn the head around for a second, just so we can get a nice little pose going on Johnny 5 here. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add our tool arm. Again, it's just a magnet, so it just clips on. And at this point, I can pretty much spin him around, and you can see all the wiring. So there is a battery pack there with two AAAs. There is a cord here and a cord here for the laser. So that just plugs in. Let me just get around this side. So that will just plug in like that. The head is, there's two cords here, two plugs. There's two plugs here. You can't get these wrong because one's a female and a male and the other's a male and a female. So you can't really get that wrong. They just go in where they go in. So once that is plugged in, you can go ahead and clip on your chest plate. Just make sure those wires are out, and it just clips on like that. Nice and easy. There is a on and off button right here, so you just clip that on, so it's nice and easy just to reach around, turn it on. So what we can do is, and I can pick him up with one hand. He's about 4.5 kilos, but he's very, very strong. You can tilt him, move him around and stuff like that if you had to move him, and nothing's really going to fall off, so you can be quite confident in moving him and positioning him if you have him at cons and shows and stuff like that. So we'll just move him around. So at this point we can go ahead and turn him on. So just make sure he's pointing at the camera, and hopefully those eyes are on. Yep, okay, so on top are the two buttons. So we can turn off the eyes and we can turn on the laser, or we can turn on the eyes and the laser at the same time. And the laser's on, yeah, okay. So they're all on. And at this point you can have as much fun as you'd like, posing him and putting him into different positions and stuff like that. So that is basically the assembly of Johnny 5. Didn't take me too long, very, very easy to do. I tried to design it as simple as I possibly could for you guys. So that is it. That is the assembly of the slightly upgraded Johnny 5, and he has some electronics in this one, so there it is.